Hello, beautiful beings. Welcome back to my channel. My name is LeelaRose, a play technician at your service. So many years ago when I had my brutal awakening, my intention of coming back to a physical form body was to make the awakening process more playful. And so I've been deeply immersed in the technology of play and how we can create bridges through play as a practice so we can feel all of life and our evolutionary process is more playful rather than serious and a burden and torture. And it's working, so yay! So today I kind of want to dive into a topic called why ease is so productive and why it can be the most scariest thing to do or not do. A lot of the time, ease is about not doing. And when we're not doing the things that we think give us permission to be loved, to be accepted, to be paid, to be validated, to be a part of our culture, community, society, family, when we're not doing those things and we're taking a courageous step of more ease, it can bring up realities that prove that we messed up because of our beliefs that are echoing in our subconscious. And our subconscious is kind of like the DVD player that projects what we call realities. And so this is why when one is tapping into ease and being like, well, it's not producing, well, it's not supporting me, well, I was in ease for 2 hours yesterday and now I got bills to pay and now what? Like those realities that we perceive, that we project, that we witness, that we experience occur when the beliefs in the subconscious that we have running that were absorbed, created through childhood, through genetics, through where we grew up, our culture, and other lifetimes, if they keep running, then they literally create the experience of our reality. But they're unconscious. And so the good news is that even if we experience these realities that are, in a way, let's call them delusional. Why are they delusional? Because they fade out. They die off. They play out over and over and over and over until it becomes a hamster wheel that just keeps spinning, spinning, and turns into a huge, big, fat zero of collapse. Because they're not aligned with the highest truth. Highest truth meaning not the better truth. We could call it better. The highest truth meaning the truth that keeps the wheel of life going, of evolution spinning. So that's the good news. Even if one is tapping into ease and doesn't have belief systems yet to support that life of ease, they will eventually die off, fade out, spin, wear out into collapse as the truth of life is revealed. But bringing awareness to this process makes it easier. Because when this is happening, it can almost be perceived as failure. Or like, why is nothing working out for me? Why do all the teachers say, slow down, calm down, you know, like, slow your breath, and why not me? It's because there's a die-off process happening where if one isn't working intentionally, like playing with their beliefs, their programs, their video games that they absorbed running, and intentionally playing with them to rewrite them, they will play out until they wear out, wear off. And so there's no wrong way. We can't get it wrong. But bringing acknowledgement and awareness to this can actually support this process in feeling more easeful. And this probably isn't the first time you heard something like this, but this is the gift in each of us having the ability to share this truth of life in our own unique way, through our own unique words and our own unique expressions. The beauty of this is that we each tap into these truths through our unique expression, which confirm again and again. We all serve as these permission slips of life. And so I'm excited for this to be another permission slip for you, through my own unique way, through the unique words that flow out of me, that may not make sense to the mind, but may feel resonant to the body and the nervous system. So is this, even if the mind can't fathom exactly what's happening, can you feel more ease in your body now hearing that? What if ease equals the vibration of the version of you that is the most productive, let's call it, the most creative? What if the more ease we feel, the more things can happen organically, naturally, in harmony with our environment and our relationships? It may feel, the more we go into ease, it's not like, okay, now I have an hour of ease a day. Good for me. Now I know what ease is. Ease is a continuous practice that may feel like drowning initially. And as we settle into ease, the actions that bring us ease, the choices that bring in ease, the perspectives that bring in ease, and we can tap into deeper and deeper ease, the more die-offs happen of what is not in alignment with the life of ease. And this can bring up a whole array of emotions and sensations. It can bring up things that don't feel that positive or life-giving either. It can bring up a lot of self-attack. Oh, you're so lazy. Oh, you're not doing anything with yourself. Oh, comparison. Look at others. Look at you. Oh, look, you've been in ease for a week now and you've done nothing. Oh, look, you can't even manage fixing your car, but you're still going into deeper ease. Oh, look, you're bypass. All these outdated cultural ways of being die off through us as we choose ease, the frequency that allows life to evolve through us. So knowing this, that there might be anger, grief, depression, sadness, frustration, agitation, inflammation, ickness, self-hatred, while we're choosing ease, that's natural. To know that that is natural can be a cushion of support for you. One echo at a time. I might be echoing something you heard in a new way where it might click. Or who knows, maybe I'm opening up a gateway through you hearing, where you'll hear other teachers, healers, whatever, way showers, artists echoing the same truth, and there'll be a moment of click. And you have a part to play in this too. We all have a part to play in this co-creation of life of ease. Ease equals so many life-giving things. Ease relates to nourishment, relates to support, relates to joy, relates to love, it relates to belonging, it relates to prosperity, well-being, trust, comfort, creativity, amazing art, like mind-blowing solutions for all. But this home base of ease, people can echo it for you, but the one to anchor it into your life is you. It's your choice point through those gateways of initiations as these realities begin collapsing through you. These reality games that we play in, we are a part of. So when we bow out of a game, a reality game, the reality game echoes, we're missing a player. Things are a little whack. Where are they? They're not doing their job. The whole system we're a part of changes, even if we may feel worthless or like we don't matter. We do matter, which is why the echo and the magnetism of the reality game we were in that may have not been of ease tries to suck us back in. And we don't need to attach labels of darkness or evil or anything. It's just the way game playing works. And game playing isn't to minimize the impact these games have. It's to bringing in a more objective perspective of where our free will is at and our own authority. So we can play a part in things that transform life from the inside out. Because I hear that a lot from people, like, how can you say life is a game? How can you say it's all play? There's so much when we do see it as a game and play where we can actually begin tapping into our resources and the potency of our impact. So I've really been kinking out about ease. I live with this amazing housemate. We were both kind of making choices with similar values when we didn't know each other, and we met. We've just been amping up like ease, more ease, more ease. And what's happening is there's this mutual encouragement and cheerleading that's happening. And what's happening beyond that is that there is a co-creative process occurring for the well-being of all that is not something my mind could have planned. It's not something I could have put on a to-do list. It's something that I thought that after I gave everything my all and was super productive, then I would co-create with people. But it didn't happen that way. It happened when I chose, what am I creating life through for all? And I choose the frequency of ease. This makes sense. Me in that, however you want to call it, highest and best, most beautiful reality of my dreams, she's in ease. And when I started noticing that, my meditations and my imagination journeys, I was like, oh, I gotta be in ease. And when I started tapping into ease, I realized it was a never-ending well with never-ending layers of how willing I was to let go. And I just had a peak experience of this. I planned to create work today, like from a certain hour to a certain hour, and I have this like whole list of things to do. There's like a lot I'm excited to create right now. And my body was just like, you need to sit down and be still and stare at a wall. And I had so many voices coming up, like, you just had a great weekend, you played all weekend, like, you lazy hypocrite, like, what do you think you are doing? You have opportunities of collaborations with people. Are you crazy? Like, drink 3 cups of coffee if you have to and do the work. And that battle inside me, I already know it. It feels like, oh, like it feels so real, but I already know what that leads to. It leads to things that are effortful. I may create something. I may bring people on board. But when the will of impact grows of how many hearts to touch and how much love our heart can share, and how much we have to give, the more ease is required to hold that. And everything we do, so what happened is I just gave into it. I was like, okay, no matter how long you need to sit still, you're going to sit still until you actually feel energy running through you again. You're not drinking 3 cups of coffee. Already had 1 cup, that didn't really work. So I sit and nap and like zone out into nothingness, like listen to some channel that's probably not that helpful, but it was fun. And then I get up from doing nothing and just being in ease, and I get a message from my housemate, and she has this whole event that we're going to co-create in. It's going to be our first event, playing with emotions. And like, she's a dream to collaborate with. Like, and she did it all. She did the art. She wrote a bio for me, and I was like, I took a nap. I didn't even take a nap. I was kind of awake. And I looked at her and laughed, and I was like, wow, I guess like my nap was productive. And she was like, yeah, if you weren't napping, we would be yapping, and I wouldn't be able to do this thing that was just so easy for me. She did it in like, I don't know, like 10 minutes. And so what that showed me and keeps showing me, like, the more ease I'm in, the more easy the co-creation process happens, because we're not meant to do it alone. Amazing things aren't created alone. Sometimes, yeah, I've created some amazing things on my own, but now the vision is growing. And it's been a process to trust that I can be in more ease and nourish myself so I can show up and meet people at a very high level of nourishment and joy. So we can co-create from that frequency and allow the ease to work through us. When we're in ease, we're like empty vessels that allows this ecosystem of relationships to operate naturally in harmony and ease and flow. There's already a predestined design and a right timing to when we take action. And it can be really hard if we don't really like ourselves. If we were taught to not like ourselves as children. If we were trained that we're bad for not doing enough, or that we're stupid for not knowing the answer on the board, and that we were compared to when we got our grades from tests. Like, these things have huge, huge impact on our adulthood. And so in order to like tap into ease, there needs to be a new dialogue we have with ourselves, where we cultivate a more loving relationship with our internal dialogue. Only that way can we allow in people that will echo that internal dialogue to us. There's some people, it's funny because there's some people now that I would really love to collaborate with, and I can sense they're in a funk of not loving themselves enough. And it's the first time where I really feel like I have like opportunity waiting to grant people, but there's no way to penetrate them if they don't believe that they're allowed to be in ease. Because it's kind of like putting out fires constantly, where they still believe life has to be a struggle, or that they have to do a certain amount of things to survive. And it's up to each person individually to choose what value systems they're feeding. And so I highly recommend the value system of ease. It's easy to feel into. You can feel when you're feeling ease. You may have emotions when you're feeling into deeper ease. You may feel grief, sadness, anger, heartbreak, nausea, pain. You may feel other things like joy, ecstasy, orgasmic energies, laughter. Ease isn't correlated to specific emotions. It's a sensation. It's a lifestyle. It's an operating system. And so I really love uniting the words in the brain, ease and productivity. That ease is productive. What if ease is productive? And there's so many like baits along the way of like, we feel ease, then we feel energized, and there are all these systems and programs and like teachers that are like, okay, now that you know, now boot it up and blah, 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 and make it through and be successful. I'm not saying that's the wrong path. I'm saying that's not everybody's path. Like, most of my life has been excruciatingly challenging. And where my work has been, and where my bravery and courage has expressed itself, where my evolution has shown itself, is when I tap into ease. And I know that this is relevant for many people that may be highly sensitive, that may see really much bigger patterns of where humanity's headed. More empathic beings that are more aware of the subtleties of where their actions are originating from. And when we're so sensitive, it may be more challenging to just push through it. And a lot of the times, these beings that we feel so much and see so much, it can even be more challenging to push through. And a lot of the time it's because we've had really challenging experiences. And so what if the work was for you to cultivate that inner grace and illogical self-forgiveness and greedy acceptance for yourself? What if this is the path of growth for you? And if this feels true, you might feel a little like bling in your heart. Yeah, so like pushing through and hard work in the most immediate way of perceiving it isn't for everybody. For those of us who have had really, really rough lives, the work is to get into ease, no matter what is happening. The nervous system, when it's calm and ease, the body feels safe, the brain operates better. We tap into more resources, more creativity. And there may be die-offs of old ways of being, and this is part of the process. But as you see the snippets of miracles that occur, it will be undeniable to get amnesia. The more we get into the ease and the more we see how things operate better, more collaboration, more prosperity, more joy, it's like, okay, I'm going to invest in ease more. And it may feel even more scary. There have been times where I like go through these waves of, I'm leading multiple groups and clients and sessions and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, and now I'm unstoppable. And it's like, okay, can you be in deep, deep, deep ease now? And that requires a whole nother layer of shedding. It's like almost like there were times where I felt like there was like this vulture like circling me. Not that vultures are bad. It just felt like there was like this vulture circling, being like, okay, how can I get at it now? Like, okay, so she thinks she's on the path, and okay, go do the work, go push through. Like, and then I'm like, whoa, wait. Oh, I could see this loop and the hamster wheel that it is, and how I'm gonna burn out. And so, what if ease is like a never-ending ride? A never-ending investment that never fails. And again, this isn't for everyone. I'm not saying that all beings need to. This is the expression of art moving through me in the name of life. A pathway that one can play with to see how it goes for them. And so before I conclude this video with like a little, I think I'll do a little play exercise, is I'm really excited to invite you to Playing with Emotions, co-facilitated with Hannah Taylor. The link will be in the description box beneath this video. I'm really excited for that. It's going to be really, really fun. She's a relationship technologist. Oh my God, my English. She's a genius with relationships, just phenomenal. And I'm kind of adding in the technology of play. And so this is how we actually share a household together and collaborate and co-create. And so we're sharing how we've been in such amazing harmony together and joy and laughter. And we're going to be sharing that with a group. And so check that out. And also, Playful Pathways is very much alive. I've been journeying with people one-on-one, and Playful Pathways is a methodology and a system that I feel the universe gifted me for my own embodiment of my soul. And so the intention of this process is to utilize the technology of play, which is like a methodology. There are like many ways to play with different puzzle pieces, such as perspective, pain, they all start with P's somehow, purpose, prosperity, and how we can play with all these puzzle pieces to co-create a playground that is your structure for your soul that you get to share as a portal with the world. So Playful Pathways is kind of like going to the gym, but like a play gym, and then birthing your structure without it being affected. It's like a workout, kind of like a play workout for you to like create more space for your soul expression to come through in the most unique, authentic way, and clear out patterns that are keeping you stagnant and recreate patterns that turn life, I like saying, from a sense of it being a prison into a prism of limitless potential and possibility. So if you're interested in that, you are welcome to schedule a curiosity call. And it's my favorite thing to be offering. And also, Play Portal membership will be coming alive soon. I kind of took a little break from that. I'm just opening up that little crack, and there are many other goodies coming alive. The Play Portal is like usually a monthly meet, a weekly meet based on different topics. We play with how we relate around those topics, using play as a vehicle to, again, clear out patterns that no longer support our soul in its most authentic expression, and bring about new ways of relating that allows our innocence to thrive in this life. So if you watch this whole video also, before we go into the play exercise, I'd love to know. It so deeply inspires me seeing a like, a subscription, a comment, hearing how this echoed within you. It's just amazing to know that it's reaching actual humans, and it inspires me to show up more. Yeah, and if it resonates with you also, don't be shy to share it, because that's another way we can ripple frequencies that feel yummy to us. You know, when I'm not creating, I'm always sharing content with other people, and I really feel that also has an effect on my environment. And so if this resonates with you and you're not necessarily creating it, like share it, like ripple it out. Share the resonance that feels resonant to you. And so thank you for sharing the currency of your attention here, the most valuable currency on the planet and in the galaxy and beyond. Yay. So let's get into ease. Let's play a little game that I play sometimes with clients and in groups called, it's one of my favorite games, it's called Play Dead. So we're going to play dead for a minute. And we're just going to look into each other's eyes and act as though we're already dead, and that we're witnessing this moment as a nostalgic moment. What you may notice is what you notice. So we're beginning now. Yay! And we're still alive. We did it. How was that for you? I always feel such deep states of ease and relaxation because there's like nothing to do. And the nostalgic game, like this Play Dead game, really amplifies the beauty without a pressure of a future or a past. And it's actually a wonderful game to play if you're having challenges with parents and family. Like I play it when I visit my family all the time. And that's what turns like, oh my God, my family is horrible, into like, oh my God, I am living the cosmic giggle. And it can really help create intimacy and safety with those beings that we love so dearly. And it may feel extremely challenging because we love them so dearly. So it's an awesome game to play. with yourself. You don't even need to ask people to play it with you. You can just play it with yourself and see what happens. So, sending you so much love, blessing you that you feel supported and nourished and cozy enough to really tap into the ease of being you. Yeah. We all need that for you to be you. You know what I mean? Because I'm already me. I can't be you, and you can't be me. You can't be the other people out there because they're being themselves. So you got to be you. There's kind of a choice, but there's no choice. But there is a choice, but there's no choice. Bloops.